everyone. We're back with medical terminology, and I wanted to show you the Elsevier Evolve page for your student study, I guess. So under chapter selection, make sure you're under chapter 1 because we're only on chapter 1 right now. But there's games in here if you want to play games, if you want to do flashcards. Okay, so you can do just combining forms, you can do prefixes, suffixes, all, right? You can do just suffixes, whatever you want. And you can go and filter it by, which first letter, or you can do all and flip it, gives you the meaning, and you can quiz yourself. Okay. There's exercises where you can go and, click and drag the term on the right into the box which matches the word or description below. So brain. Okay, so encephalo maybe? Does that sound right? Oh, where did I put it? Right there. Encephalo. Brain. Okay. All right, where's the next page? Continue. All right. Stomach. Gastro, right? So on and so forth. So that's the first one. You can do just suffixes. You can do the terms. If you want to check your spelling, okay? And you can hear, so here's this one. Let's see.
Adenopathy.
Adenopathy. So you can practice. Submit. Okay? So continue.
Arthralgia.
Right? So you can kind of get used to how the word sounds and how it's spelled. All right. Also, I would practice saying it too after they say it. So there's that. There's a chapter challenge. Okay. So name the combining forms called for by the meanings given below. Don't forget to place a slash between the root and combining vowel. So bone, osti/o. Bam. All right. Then there's quick quizzes. So if you want to just do combining forms, if you want to do suffixes, prefixes, and quiz your knowledge on them, right? There's only 10 questions. You submit the quiz down below. Under extras, there's study tips, there's body spectrum. So go ahead and explore some of these. Okay, you can do animations if there's something that you don't know what it is. These are all brain condition. I was looking at brain anatomy. These are all kind of conditions or anatomy. So anatomy, physiology, pathophysiology, and they're videos where it explains exactly what that is. So that's pretty cool. That's under the Elsevier Evolve that I sent out. So I would recommend utilizing that to the best of your ability. It goes hand in hand with the worksheets in the chapter that I handed out as well at class. So if you have any questions with that, please shoot me an email or a message on Remind. So let's get into what these combining forms are. So cephalo, this is the head. Okay. Encephalo means the brain inside of the head, right? So cerebro, this is the cerebrum. Your cerebrum is the main part of your brain. Okay, you have a cerebellum in the back, but your cerebrum is the main part of your brain. So if you think back on the picture I showed you of the game Cranium, that picture of the brain, that's the cerebrum. Ciso, to cut. So like an incision means to cut into. Ciso. Crino is to secrete. So endocrine means that it's an organ that secretes hormones into the bloodstream. So endocrine, to secrete into. Cysto is urinary bladder. Okay, so what holds your urine before you excrete it when you pee? Cyto means cell. Cytology is the study of cells. I believe somebody asked me that question this week. Dermo or dermato, the skin, like a dermatologist. Your dermis is what is one layer of your skin. There's the epidermis. If anybody ever watches the Simpsons, there was a one episode where the kids were screwing with each other, and Nelson tells Bart, your epidermis is showing. And it sounds naughty, it sounds dirty, but really it said his skin was showing, and he was at the pool. So of course his skin is going to show. So the epidermis is just the outer layer of the skin. Electro means electricity. So we see this with an EKG, like electrocardiogram, or an EEG, electroencephalogram. We learned those words with chapter 3 for technicians that read the electrical activity in the brain and the heart. Then we have encephalo, right? Because this last page we had cephalo, that's the head. If we put an EN in front of it, it means inside, so inside of the brain. Entero is intestines, right? Like a gastroenterologist specializes in both the stomach and the intestines. Okay, so which term means study of cells? So let's think about what the study of is, right? So we might think of this in regards to some of our science classes, namely about life, right? So that would give you the suffix logi. And if we look back at the root word that we just learned for cell, it would be cyte or cyto if you have the combining form. So cytology is the answer. It's C. All right. Erythro means red, like erythrocytes are red blood cells. Gastro, we already kind of talked about stomach, like with a gastroenterologist. Glyco is sugar. So glycogen is sugar. Glycolysis is the process of breaking down sugar. There's hypoglycemia. It's the condition of low sugar in the blood. Okay, so glyco, sugar. Noso, this is knowledge. So we see this with diagnosis or prognosis. And when you have a diagnosis, like a diagonal goes all the way across, right? So if you have a diagnosis, okay, it's the state of all or across all knowledge, okay? Gyneco, this is short for woman or female. So this is like a gynecologist, an OBGYN, and a gynecologist and obstetrician specialty doctor. So generally they are the ones that do the annual checkups for females. Hemato or hemo, this is blood. If you've ever had blood drawn and you see a hematocrit level, that's a level that's in the blood. Hematology is the study of blood. Hepato is liver, so we see this a lot with hepatitis. It's a part of hepatitis. That means an inflammation of the liver, hepatitis. AH2, this is a treatment by a physician. I'm trying to think of a word that has AH2 in it. I can't offhand. Then we have leuco, so a leukocyte, like a white blood cell. Leuco means white. Logo is study of, okay, like biology. Okay. Nephro is kidney, so a nephrologist is a kidney specialist. Neuro, it means nerve. So neurology is the study of nerves. A neurologist is a specialist of the nerves. The nerves make up your nervous system through your fingers and toes, all the way up to your spinal cord, up to your brain, all made out of nerves. Onco is tumor, like an oncologist is a specialist in tumors. Ophthalmo is in regards to the eye. So ophthalmologist, that's a really hard word to say. Ophthalmologist is a medical doctor that specializes in eyes. Osteo, this is bone. Osteopathic. If you've ever gone to an osteopathic doctor, or when you build bone, bones are built by osteoblasts. You have osteocytes, those are bone cells. Okay. Patho, this is disease. Like pathology is the study of disease. A pathologist studies disease. It's a specialist in disease. A pathogen is a disease-causing agent. Okay. Pedo, child, so like a pediatrician. Okay. Pediatrics. Psycho, this is the mind, like psychology or psychiatry. Radio is x-rays, like a radiologist specializes in x-rays. Renal, this is kidney. So if somebody has renal disease, that means they have a diseased kidney, renal. Okay, so the combining form is reno with an O. Nose, rhino. Like you think of the rhino animals, they have the big horn for the nose. Okay, so rhino is nose. Sarco, flesh. Um, so, uh, there's a sarcolemma that's lining around your flesh. Trying to think of some other sarco words off the top of my head. I'm sure I'll think of some. Okay, secto, this is to cut. So a dissection is where you would cut into an organ. Dissect. Okay, secto is to cut. Thrombo, this is a clot or clotting. So you have thrombocytes. These are clotting cells. Platelets are a form of thrombocytes. Uro refers to urine. Okay, like urology is the study of the urinary tract. Urinate is to produce urine. Okay. All right, we'll get into suffixes. So you're going to see a lot of these suffixes, the meaning is going to be pertaining to. Oh, excuse me. Oh, goodness. All right, so AC, like cardiac, it's pertaining to the heart. AL, renal, right? Because renal is kidney. Renal is pertaining to the kidney. Algia, this is pain. Like myalgia is muscle pain. Site, this is a cell. Blastocytes. Site, like cytology, cell. I'm trying to think of other examples. Ectomy is a removal. So an appendectomy is a removal of the appendix. So which suffix means to cut out or remove? Okay, that would be ectomy. So we just looked at that right there. Ectomy, A. Scopy is to visually examine. Itis is inflammation. Actually, scopy is to look through a scope. Opsy is to visually examine. All right. Emia. Blood condition. Like leukemia. It's a blood condition referring to your white blood cells. Genic is produced by. okay, or in. Cardiogenic, cardiogenic shock. It's the state of being in shock because of something wrong with your heart. Globin, protein like hemoglobin. That's a protein that is in your blood that carries oxygen. Gram is a record like electrocardiogram, electroencephalogram. Ick or ickle is pertaining to. Cephalic, pertaining to the head. Okay. Ion is a process. IST is a specialist. Itis, inflammation. Logi is a study of, and then oma is a tumor, a mass, or a swelling. Okay. Opsy is a process of viewing, like a biopsy is a process of viewing life. We do that when we don't really know what might be found inside of something, like they would do a biopsy on a potential tumor or a mass, something like that. Osis. This is a condition. It's usually abnormal where something is going wrong. Pathy is a disease condition, right? Like a pathogen is a disease-causing agent. Pathy means disease condition. Scope. This is the instrument to visually examine. Endoscopy is the process of visually examining. Cis, state of or a condition, not necessarily abnormal, right? We had osis, which is usually abnormal, an abnormal condition. Then you have cis, which is just normal condition. Tomi, this is a process of cutting or making an incision. Like you can have a hepatotomy, right, where you are cutting into a liver. And then Y is a process or a condition. Prefixes. So for a prefix, I want to get into this in the next video. So we covered suffixes and root words, combining forms. So this next video is going to talk about prefixes and kind of how to combine words again. So thank you for listening, and I will catch you a little later.